If you've ever spent hours digging, turning, and prepping your garden bed, you know that traditional tilling can be a lot of work, and it's not always the best thing for your soil. As a gardener who's been in the dirt for years, I've discovered a method that flips the script on conventional gardening. It's called the Pharaoh's no-till method, and it's a simple, sustainable, and remarkably productive way to grow healthy, vigorous plants without ever turning your soil. Whether you're a beginner looking for guidance or an experienced gardener seeking better yields, this method will help you harness the full power of your soil with minimal effort. What makes this approach truly revolutionary is that it focuses on feeding your plants and your soil at the same time, using naturally fermented plant juices, often called FPJs. This is not some mystical magic potion, it's a tested, practical way to enrich your garden with nutrients that plants can absorb immediately while boosting soil life. Today I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to apply this method successfully, from harvesting plant material to making FPJs and applying them correctly, all tailored for your garden size. Before we dive into the Pharaoh's method, let's clarify what no-till gardening really means. No-till gardening is exactly what it sounds like. You don't disturb the soil with digging or plowing. Instead, you let the natural structure of the soil stay intact, preserving its microbial life, water retention, and organic matter. This method mimics the way nature grows plants in the wild, where soils aren't churned up but are enriched gradually through fallen leaves, compost, and other organic matter. One of the most powerful benefits of no-till is that it protects soil microorganisms. These tiny organisms are the unsung heroes of plant health. They help decompose organic matter, release nutrients, and even fight off harmful pathogens. By avoiding tilling, you're essentially nurturing a living, breathing soil ecosystem. The Pharaoh's no-till method takes this one step further by introducing fermented plant juices directly into the system, giving your plants a concentrated boost of nutrition without disturbing the soil structure. Fermented plant juices, or FPJs, are honestly the backbone of the Pharaoh's no-till method. These juices are made by fermenting selected plant material with sugar, creating a nutrient-rich liquid that your plants can absorb pretty quickly. The first step is choosing the right plants to make FPJs. When you're selecting plants, look for healthy, mature specimens that are free from pests or disease. Typically, leafy greens like comfrey, moringa, or even the tops of vigorous herbs like basil work beautifully. You'll need enough plant material to produce a batch, usually around 200 to 300 grams per FPJ batch, depending on your garden size. Now, this might sound like a lot, but even a few healthy plants can yield enough FPJ to nourish a small garden patch. The idea is to harvest in a way that's sustainable, leaving some plant material to continue growing. For gardeners who want to test the effects of different FPJs, I recommend creating 2 separate FPJs from different plants. This allows you to run a side-by-side comparison in your garden, applying each FPJ to identical plants and observing which one produces the most vigorous growth, lush green leaves, or higher fruit set. This hands-on experiment will help you fine-tune your approach for your specific garden environment. Now comes the fun part. Turning those plants into powerful FPJs. This is really where precision matters. Getting the ratios and fermentation right will ensure your plants thrive. Don't worry, it's straightforward once you understand the process. Start by finely chopping your harvested plants. This increases the surface area, which speeds up fermentation and nutrient extraction. Next, mix your plant material with sugar at a ratio of 1 part sugar to 10 parts plant material by weight. Sugar is essential here because it feeds the natural microorganisms that perform the fermentation. Avoid using chemical sugars or anything artificial. Stick to organic sugar, jaggery, or even honey. Place the mixture in a clean glass jar, adding just enough water to cover the plant material. Seal the jar and let it ferment for 3 to 7 days, stirring daily. The exact fermentation time depends on the ambient temperature. Warmer climates speed up the process. You'll know it's ready when it develops a slightly tangy, sweet smell. Strain out the solids and you're left with a nutrient-dense FPJ ready for application. Store it in a cool, dark place and use it within a few weeks for maximum potency. A pro tip from my own experience. Cleanliness is critical. Wash your hands, jars, and utensils thoroughly before starting. Any unwanted bacteria can spoil your batch, and nothing is worse than seeing your hard work go to waste. Knowing how much FPJ to apply is just as important as making it. Too little, and your plants won't get the benefit. Too much, and you risk overfeeding or burning the leaves. For most home gardens, here's a reliable guide. For every 10 square meters of garden, dilute 50 milliliters of FPJ in 1 liter of water per plant per week. Adjust based on plant type and growth stage. Seedlings require less, while fruiting plants benefit from regular weekly applications. You can apply FPJ in 2 ways. The first is directly to the soil at the base of your plants, allowing roots to absorb nutrients efficiently. The second method is foliar spraying, where the diluted FPJ is sprayed onto the leaves. I personally prefer foliar applications in the early morning or late afternoon to avoid sunburn, and I find it works wonderfully during the flowering or fruiting stage to boost plant vigor and yield. Over time, repeated FPJ applications lead to greener leaves, faster growth, and a more abundant harvest. It's almost like your plants are drinking a health tonic tailored just for them. One of the most exciting parts of the Pharaoh's no-till method is the ability to experiment and see real results. Apply one type of FPJ to half your identical plants and another type to the rest. Record their growth, leaf color, and fruit production weekly. You'll start noticing differences within just a few weeks. Tracking these results isn't just about bragging rights. It helps you refine your method for your unique garden conditions. Soil type, local climate, and plant varieties all affect how your FPJs perform. By keeping simple notes, like date, FPJ type, and plant observations, you'll develop a custom system that maximizes your yield. Even with a perfect FPJ, your no-till garden needs a few extra touches to truly flourish. Mulching is critical. It conserves moisture, suppresses weeds, and provides organic matter for soil microbes. Compost can also be added periodically to enhance soil fertility without disturbing the soil structure. Another important factor is rotating plant sources for your FPJs. Using different plants ensures a broader range of nutrients and avoids over-reliance on a single source. And, as tempting as it may be, resist the urge to over-apply FPJ. Just like with any fertilizer, moderation is key. Your soil and plants need time to absorb the nutrients fully. Lastly, observe your garden regularly. No-till gardening encourages you to get closer to your plants, noticing small changes that can inform your next steps. It's a relationship, not just a technique. When I first started experimenting with the Pharaoh's no-till method, the results were honestly eye-opening. Plants grew faster, leaves were a deeper green, and even those traditionally finicky vegetables like tomatoes produced larger, more flavorful fruits. Beyond just the productivity, the soil itself became more crumbly, moist, and, alive with worms and beneficial microorganisms. No tilling, no hard digging, just feeding the plants and letting nature do the rest. Beginners often hesitate to try no-till methods thinking it's too advanced, but honestly, FPJs are simple, forgiving, and extremely effective. Experienced gardeners appreciate how much less labor-intensive it is compared to traditional tilling, while still delivering impressive harvests. Essentially, the Pharaoh's no-till method combines the best of traditional wisdom and modern organic gardening techniques. If you're ready to give this method a try, start small. Pick a 10 square meter plot or even just a few raised beds. Harvest your first batch of plants for FPJ, prepare your fermented juice carefully, and apply it consistently. Take notes on plant response and, if you're curious, consider trying 2 different FPJs side by side. Over time, you'll notice improvements in growth, leaf color, and yield. No-till gardening is about observation, patience, and honestly, a bit of experimentation. There's a lot of joy in watching plants respond to care without ever turning a spade of soil. You're not just growing food, you're building soil life, improving your ecosystem and reconnecting with the rhythms of nature. The Pharaoh's no-till method is more than just a gardening technique, it's a philosophy. By focusing on nourishing plants and soil simultaneously, you create a thriving, sustainable garden that produces abundance with minimal effort. FPJs are the secret weapon, offering concentrated nutrition that encourages faster growth, greener leaves, and, better fruiting. All it takes is a little planning, the right ratios, and consistent care. If you found this method inspiring, don't keep it to yourself. Try it in your garden, experiment with different FPJs, and see the results firsthand. Remember, no-till gardening is about working with nature, not against it. For more tips, step-by-step guides, and real-world garden experiments, make sure to subscribe to Soil Power on YouTube. Share your successes and experiments with fellow gardeners. We're all learning and growing together. Let's make our gardens abundant, resilient, and alive without ever turning the soil.